The latest stop in the Card Player Poker Tour's second season saw the CPPT return to the Atlantis Casino Resort Spa in beautiful Reno, Nevada. The AAA 4-diamond rated resort features top-notch gaming, delicious dining options, a world-class spa, and much more. But in late March, the main attraction was the exciting poker action on offer as part of the CPPT. In the $125,000 guaranteed $1,100 no-limit hold'em main event, a total of 182 entries were made, blowing away the guarantee by more than $50,000. From a sea of tables, the field was narrowed down to a final table of 9. Here is a look back at how the most recent CPPT champion was decided. The chip leader heading into the final 9 by some margin was Vincent Rimel, with Bill Watchman as the shortest stack. Among the final 9 was Ron Pease, who topped a field of 340 entrants in the CPPT Foxwoods main event in February and was looking to go back-to-back and become the tour's first multiple main event winner. Pease encountered some setbacks early and was soon involved in the first key hand of the final table. Gerald Rom opened with a raise to $12,000 from middle position with the ace-queen of spades. It folded around to Pease, who had picked up pocket 9s.
All in. $76,000. Cool.
After getting the exact count, Rom made the call and it was off to the races.
Got the spade blocker.
Here in Reno, that I moved from the Bay Area.
That's right. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Nice.
The flop changed nothing, and after a safe 3 of clubs on the turn, Pease was a solid favorite to double up and get back in the hunt. The river had other plans, however, bringing the Queen of Hearts to give Rom the superior pair and send Pease to the rail in 9th place. Pease would not be the first back-to-back CPPT champion, but he did earn $4,248 at his second final table on the tour. The next big hand arose when chip leader Vincent Rimel raised to $14,000 from the button with pocket aces.
Raised to $14,000.
Aaron easily defended his big blind with 10-8 offsuit.
2 players.
The flop came King 10-3 with 2 diamonds. Easily led out for $25,000 from out of position with his second pair, and it was back on Rimel with his overpair.
Raise it.
I call.
Just like that, Easley was all in and well behind, needing to catch an 8 or 10 or he would be the 8th place finisher. The 9 of clubs on the turn meant Easley was 1 card away from elimination. The 4 of diamonds sealed the deal. Easley hit the rail, earning $5,326 for his deep run, while Rimel raked in more chips and extended his lead. At this point, it looked like Rimel might run away with the final table as he had all of the momentum and was running and playing well. The next big hand, between 2 of the largest stacks at the table, complicated that narrative. Urquhart Yilmaz raised to $15,000 in early position with pocket kings, and Bobby Pham called with the ace-jack of diamonds.
Call. Call.
Rimel called from the button with an unknown hand, and the 3 saw a flop of king, jack, 5 with 2 diamonds, giving Yilmaz top set and Pham a pair and the nut flush draw. Rimel checked, and Yilmaz fast played his set on the draw-heavy board, betting $24,000.
Bet $24,000.
Pham called, and Rimel thought for a moment before he ultimately folded, leaving the 2 huge hands to do battle heading into the turn.
2 players.
The 5 of clubs hit the felt, giving Yilmaz kings full and leaving Pham drawing dead despite his seemingly strong holding. Both checked, and then the worst card possible hit the river for Pham. The jack of hearts gave him jacks full of 5s, meaning that he could now only lose to pocket 5s, pocket kings, and king jack.
20,000.
Yilmaz bet small, just 20,000, and Pham raised to 60,000.
Raised to 60,000.
Both players hid their faces in their hoodies for a moment before Yilmaz moved all in. Gary Grover was grooving to the music, but Pham probably had a sick feeling in his stomach as he contemplated his decision. Pham asked the dealer to pull in the matched bets to determine just how much Yilmaz's shove was for.
Those are 20, I assume. 140. That's 200. 225.
The dealer counted down the stack and determined that Pham would have to pay $225,000 more if he wanted to find out the bad news. After plenty more thought, Pham did eventually make the call and saw that he was beat by Yilmaz's kings full of fives. With that, Pham became one of the shortest stacks, while Yilmaz grew to be the biggest threat to Rimel's stranglehold on this final table. A few hands later, pocket kings once again made an appearance, this time in the hands of Bill Watchman, who raised to $15,000 from the hijack.
Raised 15,000.
Pham somewhat brutally held ace-jack yet again and moved all in for $89,000.
89,000. I call.
Watchman made the call, putting Pham at risk and in need of help.
I'll read this way. Yeah.
Please.
The runout did not provide any, and Pham was sent to the rail in 7th place with $6,790. Now, with only 6 players remaining, the chip counts looked as follows. Rimel was still in the lead with just under $1 million of the roughly 2.7 million chips in play. Yilmaz was the next largest stack with $722,000, and Bill Watchman remained the short stack despite his recent elimination of Pham. It wasn't long before Watchman was involved in another big hand. Watchman raised to $24,000 under the gun with King-Queen, and it folded around to Rimel in the big blind with Ace-King. Rimel slid out a stack of 5K chips to raise to $100,000. Watchman moved all in, and Rimel snap-called. Watchman was dominated but still drawing live after the Ace-10-7 flop despite Rimel flopping an ace.
Yeah, you still got like just the same out.
The 8 of hearts on the turn was no help, and Watchman was down to needing a jack on the river. The 4 of diamonds secured the pot for Rimel and sent Watchman to the rail in 6th place, good for an $8,797 payday. Rimel had busted 2 players already at the final table and built a monster stack. It wasn't long until he was again tangled up in a big pot. From the cutoff, he raised to $26,000 with yet another huge pocket pair and was called by Grover in the small blind with Ace-7 of hearts.
Call.
After plenty of thought, Rom called from the big blind as well. The flop came 7-6-5 with 2 spades, and Grover quickly dipped into his stack. After some thought, he bet out 44,000 and Rom folded.
Come on.
All in.
Rimel moved all in and was
Call
quickly
two
called by
multiples.
Grover, who was well behind with top pair, top kicker.
I got 2, 3, 5 outs.
The 3 of clubs on the turn left Grover needing a 7 or an ace for the win, or a 4 to chop the pot. The 2 of hearts secured the 3rd knockout of the final table for Rimel, while Grover passed over his chips and went to collect his $11,592 payday for his 5th place showing.
Good game, man.
All right, take care.
Good play with you.
Yes. Good playing with you guys. I'll go to work for
And then there were 4. Rimel decided that he had busted enough players for now and sat out the next big confrontation. Yilmaz raised to 22,000 from the button with ace-jack, and it was over to Rom with ace-8, who contemplated a moment before announcing.
I'm all in.
All in. Call. Turn
Yilmaz
over
quickly
first.
called, putting Rom in big trouble with his tournament life on the line. Both players flopped a pair, but Rom was still well behind. The queen of diamonds on the turn took away another out, leaving Rom less than a 5% chance of doubling up. The 5 of clubs ensured that Yilmaz's kicker played and sent Rom to the rail in 4th place with $15,541 as consolation. With that, Ravi Shanmugam was left as the lone short stack sandwiched between Rimel and Yilmaz. He was able to find an early double-up, but was still quite short when the next big showdown arose. Rimel raised to 24,000 from the button with the queen of clubs and 8 of diamonds, and Yilmaz quickly folded. After plenty of thought, Shanmugam made the call with ace-7 of clubs.
Call 24,000.
The flop brought the ace-queen deuce of diamonds, giving both players a pair and Rimel a flush draw. Shanmugam checked top pair, and Rimel dipped into his pile of chips.
Bet 36,000.
Shanmugam contemplated the scenario and then decided to move all in.
All in.
After some thought, Rimel made the call and found he was in a coin flip situation. With a blank on the turn, Shanmugam became a roughly 2-to-1 favorite to double up, but the queen of hearts on the river catapulted Rimel's hand into the lead and sent Shanmugam to the rail in 3rd place with $21,204. With that, the heads-up battle was set between Rimel and Yilmaz. One of these two would walk away with the title, the trophy, and $42,665. Rimel took the lead into the one-on-one showdown with 1.9 million of the roughly 2.7 million chips in play. But with a great structure, they both had plenty of big blinds to work with. Rimel was able to extend his lead early, and by the time the next big hand arose, Yilmaz had only 326,000 to Rimel's 2.4 million. Rimel opened from the button to 36,000 with ace-2, and Yilmaz moved all in with ace-jack.
He's all in.
Rimel made the call to find out that he was in kicker trouble.
Deuce ball. Good luck, man. I just want to get it over.
I don't blame you.
I'm tight. Pair the board. 6-9 deuce.
About 5.
The board ran out without improving either hand, and Yilmaz's ace-jack was enough to earn him the double-up.
I almost screwed the other one. I'm like, no need for this.
More than an hour into heads-up play, Yilmaz had ground his way to above 1 million in chips before the next key hand took place.
48,000 is the bet.
Rimel raised to 48,000 on the button with King-7 offsuit. Yilmaz looked down at the ace-king of diamonds and cut out one of the heads-up battle's rare pre-flop 3-bets.
Raise, making 148,000.
Rimel took some time in the tank before making a huge move.
Come on.
He's all in.
You said all in?
He's all in.
Yilmaz confirmed that Rimel had moved all in before making the call and finding that he was in great shape to double up and take a commanding lead for the first time at the final table.
Ooh, good old 3-outer.
The final board improved neither player, and Yilmaz's ace high was enough to secure him the gigantic pot worth over 2.1 million in chips.
1,087,000.
No offense, but some old guy, you know.
Yilmaz was able to extend his newfound lead until Rimel was left with just 430,000. He announced that he was putting all of that at risk by moving all in from the button, and Yilmaz seemed to have a close decision with King-5 offsuit.
I call.
Yilmaz eventually made the call and saw that he was still roughly 40% to win the hand against Rimel's ace-deuce. Yilmaz flopped a pair to take the lead, but Rimel could still hit a 4 to make a straight or an ace for a better pair. The 10 of diamonds was not one of Rimel's 7 outs, and he was 1 card away from elimination. The 8 of diamonds sealed the deal, sending Rimel to the rail as the runner-up with $34,467 and securing the title of 2014 Card Player Poker Tour Atlantis main event champion for Erkut Yilmaz. Yilmaz was awarded $42,665 and a CPPT trophy for the win. We caught up with him after he emerged victorious from the roughly 3-hour heads-up battle to get his thoughts on his win.
Of course, I'm so happy, you know. I'm exhausted. Like, we played like 3 hours heads up, and he was a great player. He just, you know, we were like, he was chip leader, I was chip leader, you know, back and forth. But finally got it. I'm happy.
Congratulations once again to Erkut Yilmaz, the latest winner on the Card Player Poker Tour.